Hello everybody, hope you're all doing well. I'm out trying the Abisko Tarp Large. I'm super excited to show you guys this one. We're gonna do a review on this one later, of course. Let's set it up and see how it goes. Alright, so I got it up, but it's nowhere near where I actually wanted it to be. So yeah, I'm just gonna fiddle around with it and see if I can get it to the exact position that I want it to be in. There's a couple of things that you might want to get extra for, yeah, I don't know, I guess situations like this. If you want to be in a specific spot, there is guidelines to the tarp that are included, but there's still some extra cordage that you might want to get, and stakes. So I'm gonna show you what I did. Without further ado, as you can see, the really long piece of rope. Obviously you can combine two smaller pieces if you want to do that as well, but yeah, you can never, in my opinion, you can never really have too much rope. There's 6 tent stakes here. That's really good for when you just want to secure the tarp to the ground if you don't want the wind blowing from underneath. Then I have 2 pieces of yellow cordage. Yep, the other one here. There's a point with that, and that's of course if you're having them where you will be walking or crossing, it's easier to see the bright yellow instead of something dark or black that you will most likely walk into when it gets dark or when you wake up in the morning. So something bright in the areas that you might want to walk in. Up front here is just one connection, easy here. Simple knots that are made to be taken down, so it's pretty much just pulling in one of these in the morning when you want to get them down, and that should be pretty much it. That's how I tend to do it, just to keep it easy, I suppose, because yeah, once you're in the night, it's windy and it's starting to tensioning at some places and get loose in other places, so it might be really tough and to get them up in the morning, and especially if it's raining, if it's raining during the night, it gets really wet, and then it's just everything's just a mess. But okay, first things first. Here you can see that the guy line was not long enough, so I simply just extended it here, as you can see. With this one, and then yeah, just connected it over on that tree. I actually did the same thing on the other side here. There you go, you can see that it starts from there, and then there's a connection there halfway through, and then over to that tree right there. And then I took the middle part here and just connected it to that tree, which was actually nice. And then in the back, I don't want any wind or anything coming through from the back here, so I simply just placed out 3 tent stakes, just like this one here, one there, this one, and then another one there. So you can choose to hang it up, so this could be like a roof, but then I just did like a lean-to instead, so I don't get any wind from this direction, which is a pretty nice or a comfortable way to sleep in the night. All right, and then the last thing to create like more living space is this one here in the middle, and when you pull it back, everything will sort of just rise up, which is pretty nice. So it goes from there, and you can see this is extremely long. You can see there's a little bit more rope left there, but this is far away. I really do enjoy this type of setup. So I always tend to bring cordage. You could obviously have 2 or 3 shorter pieces and then just combine them together, but I tend to have one which is really not necessary at all, type of long, just for cases like this, because there's always going to be like 4 out of 5 trees or 2 out of 4 that are going to be good, and then you're going to have to be creative with the other ones. That's why it's nice to have one extra piece of cordage that's just like, okay, I can go to another forest if I need to with this one. Now we got it all set up. It's really nice. Now we're just gonna put up my sleeping gear, start a fire, make some food, and then yeah, I guess call that camping or bushcrafting or whatever. That's what we're gonna do tonight. So I got the sleeping set up. I guess it looks a little banana-like right now, but it's like these things are here, so that's why it goes up. Same on the other side, but I think the ones that I lay down, it will hopefully flatten out. It felt like that when I lay down before, at least. I have this schnozzle bag, as you've seen from the review of the X-Bed down sin mat, whatever it was. I use this to inflate the sleeping pad, and then it's also like doubles as a storage bag, so it's pretty nice to just store all your bags for the sleeping pad and the sleeping bag. Got some pillows here, so I'll throw the bags for those ones in there as well. That's a pretty nice way to just organize your things, because once it gets dark, you will have a hard time finding a lot of the things if you lose them in the night. So I'm gonna pack up those things and inflate the pillows, and then I'm gonna start the fire and make some food. Seems like we're gonna see some stars tonight. I guess this is what it's all about. Now, especially when it's a time of self-isolation, I guess there's different ways of doing that. I prefer this one any day of the week. Alright, I have some bacon around here, so let's see what we can do with that. This is a bit of a more luxurious camping trip, this one. Got a lot of like real food with me, so I thought I'll show you guys the frying pan that I use from time to time. It is a frying pan, so it's still heavier than you know, your standard aluminum cook set, but it's still a nice thing to have, and you can afford to carry it on shorter trips like this. So this is called the Hunter's frying pan, or sorry, Swedish it's called Jägarstekpanna. So as you can see, it lacks a handle, but there's plenty of sticks in the woods, so it's pretty much just a matter of sticking a stick in there, and then you get yourself a really good frying pan. And I'm going to use it now to fry some bacon. So we got some boiling water here, hopefully soon. I'm gonna put some rice in there. Bacon, obviously, you've seen that before. Tomato right there, some onion. There's the rice. Yeah, this is a really nice way of doing it. Just can really just be super luxurious, and everything, of course, tastes better when you're out like this. And then after that, it's yeah, going back to sleep in the little bed I made for myself there. So again, this is the best way to do it. Alright, there we go. Time for me to eat. Enjoy the view here a little bit.
folks. It's been a really good night. The morning is even better. A lot of stars, and now it's just the morning sun just heating up from that. I'm gonna start a fire, make some breakfast. I broke the microphone, or the microphone holder on the camera. I rolled over it last night, so got a piece of it here. Gotta replace that, but other than that, it was a pretty good night. This place is really nice. It's like a big gorge just down here. I'll see if I can show you guys with the drone when you're flying above, and you can see how long it really, or tall, I don't know, how far it stretches up there. It's a really beautiful place, and I especially like coming up here because you get a pretty good overview. It's pretty steep. Just take a step, and then you got the whole area. This is not my first time here. I remember, if it was like a week or a couple of days or something after my father passed away, I came up here and just spent the night here to just to get away and clear your head and think about things. But I really do like this area, and this is a perfect spot for the tarp like this. Like I mentioned yesterday, you can bring some extra cordage, and then you can really get it to where you want it to be and not where the trees are telling you that it should be. You can really be creative with that. And as you've seen now, I lowered it down a little bit because there's the wind changed direction, so now it's blowing in, and I don't need my things smelling any more smoke than they already do. But yeah, I'm really gonna try to experience or experiment a little bit more with tarp in the future videos. I think it's a great concept, especially now when it's not that warm either, because you don't have a lot of bugs out, so you don't have to worry about them too much. And it's just like the most sort of free way to do trekking and camping and hiking and all those things, when you can pretty much just be still in the open and be out all the time. Being in a tent is of course really nice. It has its pros, but this is just, this is the ultimate experience, I think. So yeah, I really, if you haven't done it before, I highly recommend it, and especially around April, May, when there's not a lot of bugs out. You can obviously do it later as well, when there's bugs out, and just can make a fire, put some humid things on there, so there will be a little bit of smoke, and that will keep most of the bugs away as well. It's a really nice way of doing it. And just like yesterday night or during the night, you just lay there. You got a great vantage point to look at the stars. And now the sun just going across the sky like that, and you just wake up with together with the sun. It's just something else. Really recommend it. So I hope you guys get the chance to try it. I'm gonna eat my orange here, and then gaze at the sun for way too long, and start to pack my things up. I ended up with 3 guy lines here, but it's good to have 1 or 2 for you when you open it up, so you immediately have a place to secure it if it's a windy day, just so to prevent it from blowing away. And it's just, you know, like that. And there we go. Packed up and good to go. It's always nice to see when your car is there untouched. It's not mine, mine is over here, but I'm sure you get what I mean.